examples of environmental solutions that are out there. And I'll show you a few of them on the next slides. There's also a lot of different examples of humanitarian solutions. Some of the environmental solutions that are really important are things like energy. They're things like composting. Did you know that 70% of what goes into landfills is actually organic waste? That 70% can be composted and turned into soil. Another 15% is recyclable. So actually we could reduce landfills by 85%. There's so many different solutions that are out there, but sometimes they're hard to bring together and they're hard to integrate. One of the best weapons against poverty is microcredit. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Muhammad Yunus and his bank, Grameen Bank, but they've had phenomenal results in Bangladesh in terms of bringing people out of poverty. This is one of the major solutions that's out there, and there's so many other ones. So I would encourage you to really look at all of the different solutions and try to integrate them in a way that you can. Okay, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. One of the solutions that I came up with is ecotourism. How many people have gone to an eco-resort? Anybody? Wow, very few. Very few. Hopefully that'll change after this presentation. Okay. Ecotourism, as defined by the International Ecotourism Society, is responsible travel to natural areas that conserves the environment and improves the well-being of local people. You know, Indonesia is a remarkable country. 18,000 islands. If you think about it, Indonesia actually should be the #1 destination for ecotourism. Indonesia has the most biodiversity in the world. It has the most cultural diversity in the world. It's an amazing country, and hardly anybody knows about it. What people know about Indonesia is Bali. Sometimes I think that Indonesia is inside Bali. Sometimes they think about terrorism, and they think that Indonesia is a bunch of fundamental Islamists. But they're actually a tiny pocket, but that's the image out there. The image is not accurate about Indonesia. And hopefully that's something that Indonesia can fix, and you guys can help Indonesia fix over time. Because Indonesia is such a beautiful place. And the people of Indonesia are actually amazingly genuine, hospitable, and really connected to their environments and to their communities. And Indonesia has a real example to show the rest of the world. In the West, there's a lot of individualism. And that's a really strong point about Indonesia is the gotong royong aspect, the working together. Okay, so don't lose that. If you're growing up, if you're going to school in a Western school or whatever, you're Indonesian, don't forget about gotong royong, because it's really, really important, and it's an amazing example. Ecotourism has an incentive for the people that are running ecotourism to preserve nature and to preserve culture. That's part of the idea of ecotourism. So that when people go there, they really enjoy the environment, they enjoy the nature, but they're preserving the culture and the nature at the same time. If you think about Bali, Bali is a huge worldwide success, right? It's the most famous island in the world, pretty much. If you look at Bali's culture and you see how intact Bali's culture is, part of that is because people are paying for the dances. People are paying to see the cultural performances. So there's a huge incentive for them to keep up their traditions. But there are something like 600 different ethnic groups across Indonesia, and those languages are disappearing, the recipes are disappearing, the pencaksilat from each of those places is disappearing, and a lot of the elements of culture is disappearing. So there's a huge need to conserve that. And I think that with the right approach, we can encourage the world to help us to protect Indonesian heritage, and to do that partly through ecotourism. I like to talk about evo-tourism instead of ecotourism. And what I mean by evo-tourism is evolutionary tourism. And I think that should be the new paradigm, because eco is just about the environment. And it is a little bit about culture. But if we think about evolution and how we can evolve and how we can make step-by-step progress and how we can showcase the solutions that are out there, we can talk about evo-tourism or evolutionary tourism. Does anybody want to watch a quick video of the island of Pulau Macan so you can see what ecotourism is about? Okay. Can you hit play up there? Oops. So this is Pulau Macan, which is about an hour and a half north of Jakarta. And this is where I have taken what I studied in terms of what the global challenges are and tried to put it into one small example of the solutions that are out there. It's a quick video, and it's meant for a promotional video, but you'll have a sense of what the island's like. Pulau Macan is located in the Thousand Islands, about an hour and a half away from Jakarta by speedboat. Experience tropical paradise from a big city like Jakarta. The island caters to a variety of different groups, to the weekend traveler who wants to get away and totally relax, to kids in the schools who want to come out for field trips. We also cater to companies and organizations who want to come out for team building activities. We really like the environment. We really like the Indians and the interactions between the Indians and each and every one of us. Snorkeling in the Thousand Islands, and especially around our area, is fantastic. It's as simple as getting on some snorkeling equipment, getting on a pair of booties and some flippers, and going off the sun deck or the jetty. We find that when people come here, it's very easy for them to switch off and chill out totally. The solar panels that we have on the island are a solution for energy. In terms of the organic garden that we have, in terms of the rainwater collection systems, we do as much as we can to minimize the negative impact of the environment. We have a 5,000-liter drum where all of the rainwater is filtered into the sand and the charcoal. So all of your drinking water will be rainwater. No. Thousand Islands acts as a net for the region, and with all of the currents that flow back and forth, there's a lot of driftwood that washes up on the shores. We have a workshop that's here on the island where our team of local craftsmen design and build anything from tables to bed heads, and the stuff is beautiful. The accommodation is very simple. We use recycled duck wood, we use old boat wood, and we use driftwood. So the idea behind the island is really to create a place where you don't have to sacrifice the comforts of a nice resort or a nice place for a vacation, but at the same time demonstrating that it's possible to do so and live in harmony with the environment. I can go on and on telling you about this place, but ultimately The only way to find out is by coming. It's amazing. It's uncomparable. So does anybody want to go to Pulamachan now? Yeah! So that's Pulamachan, and that's an hour and a half away. And we've tried to take all of the solutions that are out there. We've got the solar panels, we've got organic gardens, we've got amazing driftwood furniture that's out there. A lot of it was designed by my wonderful girlfriend who's with me here today. And thank you. Yes, she's gorgeous. And so we had an amazing time looking at all of the different things that we can do. And we used driftwood, which is free, it's beautiful, and it's environmentally friendly to create our furniture and to create our floors. So it's good for business because we save money, and it's unique, and it's totally environmentally sensitive. So we make a huge amount of use of driftwood that's out there, and people really love it. We have no ACs. I know you guys are probably scared about that, but we do have fans, and it's nice, and you get alam, natural AC from the wind. So there's a lot of different solutions that we've put into place. This is a picture of one of the huts there, called the Island Hut. And you can see on the left, there's some beautiful driftwood furniture, and I mean, it doesn't really capture the whole of it, but it's really an amazing place. And we were featured in BBC and in Time magazine, and without any intention of marketing or advertising, just because we were doing what we were doing in terms of making a proper eco-resort, as best as we could, we got a lot of media, and we got a lot of attention. And so that was marketing for us. And we're full pretty much every weekend, and it's been a fantastic little enterprise for the past few years. And it's been a real pleasure for me. I call this my school. And I decided I wanted to go back to school. And I wanted to learn how to do things from scratch. I want to learn how to build. I want to learn how we get energy and how we can do it sustainably. I want to learn how to garden and where we get our vegetables from and how we can do that better. And I wanted to have an amazing livelihood. And I wanted to retire and have a fantastic job looking after an island, snorkeling, and kind of make the world a better place.